morning, y'all. I am back. Ooh, this glare, honey, the glare. So I realized today when I was having an early Mother's Day dinner that I totally forgot to show you all the mural. And I mentioned it. I can't do this glare. And I mentioned it to you in the beginning of my last video about bits. Okay. So before I turn in for the morning, because it is almost 1:30 a.m., I said, let me go ahead and do this. So I'm going to show y'all the mural with the information that I had on there, that I have on there for the bits. Now, this is the mural that I showed. When I showed this, I don't know. I did something with this like a while ago. Okay. But I'm just going to I did the whole thing. And there's a lot of stuff on here. So I'm just going to concentrate on the part about the bits so y'all can get that part that I missed earlier today. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Hey, NC worker, what you doing up so late? All right. So let's start this. Let's see. Let me share the screen. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to start on this side. So this is the whole mural. Okay, this is with the IP addresses and all that other, all this. Okay, but we're not going to go into that. I spent a lot of time on it. This is like hours, days, months of research. Okay, so now I told y'all today that a bit is not a thing; it's a process. Okay, and all that is still true. You say you're at your part-time job. Okay. All of that is still true. So, but let's start over on this side, because what I realized, and some of this came out when I talked about the IP address too, okay, about how IPv4 is, given to people, and it's about the space. It's like real estate. Folks are selling that stuff right now, okay, and paying millions for IP address space, okay? When you follow the money, that's what it is. Okay. Follow the money. You understand? All this talk with the bits and the this and the that and all that. Go look inside your house at that meter. You have a meter somewhere around your house, on your house, in your basement, wherever, and it's constantly moving, tracing how much energy you're using. Okay, that you pay for every month, or however you pay for it. Okay. So these substations right here, that's got a lot to do with bidding. Okay. And the space that you have in order for you to be able to connect it to the internet. All right. Now up here, you see a bunch of houses, right? And the way that they're connected to these substations. So you got the big thing and it gets smaller and smaller so that you don't get as much power that is, because it'll probably blow up your house or something, but enough power for you to do all the stuff you're doing, like what I'm doing right now. Okay. Whatever you need electricity for, heating your water heater, turning on your TV, whatever. Now, all of this is important when it comes to bits. Okay. Now here, I have up here, IP addresses are assigned to networks. Remember I said that today? Okay. Assigned to networks in different size blocks. What is the network that it's assigned to? Your motherboard. Okay. If you look at your motherboard, that's a whole established network. You understand? Before you get an IP address. Okay. Ooh. And I did say IP addresses are assigned to the space where the work is going to occur. Okay. So there's all that stuff. Now this talks about the CIDR and all that. So we're not going to do that. But here, now this part right here, when I finally discovered this, I was like, oh, okay. So the data bus equals wires. You see those wires in the picture are used to transfer the data bits. Okay. The binary digits, which are not actually digits. We know what they are, right? From that first video, between the CPU and memory. Okay, so data stored in memory address 4 over here. You see that right there? Right there It's transferred over the data bus to the CPU, and they got the little arrows and all this stuff right here. Okay, there's your CPU, your memory, and whatever the device is. And anywhere you see bus, it means wires, and you got information, you know, traveling over those wires. All right. Now look at this over here. Network transmission media. This was very enlightening for me too. Okay, when I saw this. Why can't I get in closer to that? Will this work? What is this? All right, let me just tell you what it says here. So this is, it says, consider a computer that needs to determine whether a USB cable, is plugged in. When you plug the cable of a mouse in the computer's USB port, circuitry in the mouse uses the voltage provided by the port. And we're going to talk about what the hell is a port later on, okay? Provided by the port to pull up the voltage in the cable above 3.3 volts. Inside the computer, a transistor detects the high voltage and translates it to on or 1. Okay, this bit of information, you see, bit of information, that's where that comes from, tells your computer that a USB device is plugged into the port. Okay. So that's how all of that communication works right there, right? Now, let's get to, I did some stuff with bandwidth and broadband and all that because that was, you know, confusing as hell too. Now listen, up here, this is 7th grade math, okay? Forms of energy or communication channels, all right? Kinetic and potential, those are the two main ones. If you remember this from school, kinetic is moving energy, okay? Where potential is stored energy, okay? Which makes sense. If it's potential energy, you know, it's stored and there's a potential, you know, to do something there. We experience these things. What did I say today about what it was like? It's like our senses, right? We experience this kind of energy we can hear, we call it sound, okay? Energy our eyes can detect, we call that sight, all right? And chemical energy is what we taste and smell, all right? That's what, you see this kinetic, electrical, electromagnetic, magnetic, mechanical. The energy that your computer uses is kinetic energy primarily, okay? And it's not a special kind of energy just for computers, okay? It's the same energy, like I mentioned today, that is used so that we can hear and taste and see and all that, all right? The 7th grade, all right? I told you this stuff ain't complicated. And again, bits, the process of manipulating electrical current to encode data. You're in your body right now, according to scientists and the experiments they've done, you have encoded data in your DNA strand. Your genes encode data, okay? And like I said, data ain't words. You ain't got no words running around in your DNA strand. That's not what the hell that is, okay? It's data, it's information, okay? Information takes many, many forms. A lot of different forms, okay? So that's what's going on. So a single byte can represent many kinds of data. So this right here, see this example right here that I'm pointing to. Can I get, yeah, there we go. So this right here can represent the integer, what is this, a byte? It's a byte. This byte can represent the integer 67, the character C, the 67th decibel level for part of a sound, the 67th level of darkness for a color dot in a picture, an instruction to the computer to move, and all kind of stuff. Okay? Just like them cells I was telling y'all about that I couldn't remember the name of, that turn into whatever the body wants it to turn into. Okay? Because all it is energy. It's electromagnetic energy that is encoding data. Okay? and whatever the data, is that you want it to be. Okay. The purpose of a network, and another word for network, is energy, channel, current, like, all that's a network. And we have the hardware to help design and direct it. Okay. To design and direct the network. All right. To encompass it in a certain place. Like, that's what the hardware is doing. Okay. To hold it, to do all that stuff. Right. But the network is the energy itself. That's the network. Okay. Because that's the thing that enables communication in the first damn place. So y'all know, I don't think I have it on here. Do I have it on here? No. But we also learn in science about here we go. About the forces, right? How we have four main forces. You got electromagnetic, gravity, what's the other force? Big and little, or something like it. Strong and weak, for something like that, child. But that's that's what's going on here. That's it. That's all it is. It's not nothing mysterious. Which had me asking, okay, if that's the case, now this is all I have. Okay, so here, now the volts, you see the voltage I told y'all the last time. This is the formula for volts. Volts equals power divided by amperes. Current in amperes. Current is I. So IPV. We have the IPv4, IPv6. Of course, it's got something to do with this, when we call it internet protocol, but it's got something to do with this damn formula. Okay, ain't nobody crazy. Okay. Oh, let me do this one too. So bytes are grouped into blocks. The blocks are grouped into files. Okay. The files into directories or folders, and directories into volumes or partitions. All right. But we only, we really just work with files and stuff like that, unless you're doing all that other stuff. But this is important to know too. And you see bytes are grouped into blocks. Where do we hear blocks? CIDR blocks. Okay. For the IP addresses, right? What is that? What does it say that up here? I know I put that somewhere up here. Where is that? Is it up here? Did I read it about the ISPs? Oh, I skipped that part. It's right here with the IP addresses, right? The size of the block. Okay, we just said bytes are formed into blocks. The size of the block assigned is written after the oblique. I've never heard it called an oblique. I think people call it not shebang. Is it shebang? I don't know what the hell. But I've never heard oblique. Or the slash, just a damn slash, which shows the number of IP addresses contained in that block of bytes. Okay. For example, if an ISP is assigned a /16, they have 64,000 IPv4 addresses. So, and the lower the number after the slash, the higher the number, the fewer blocks they have. Okay. Okay, and this gets more into the CIDR stuff that I'm not going to get into right now. All right, so that's what I forgot to show you all today. But all this stuff is connected, and then I got into like NIC cards and the idea or the fact that one device does not have one IP address. It's the interfaces that have the address, because the IP address belongs to the connection. Okay, it belongs to the connection. It ain't yours, right? The IP address belongs to the connection. Okay, and that's one reason why. Let me show you this right here. If you've ever written anything in Wikipedia talks about this, because what was happening was in Wikipedia, people were trying to remain anonymous. Okay. And just they didn't want to use their names when they were entering information in Wikipedia. And Wikipedia was like, hell no, we're not doing that. Okay. And let me show you what they said. Where is that one? Oh, I think it's over here. I'm sorry, I don't make y'all seasick going in and out of this stuff. Where that Wikipedia stuff at? Oh, is it over here? Here you go. This is what Wikipedia said. IP addresses are not people. Okay, it says the IP address provides a rough geographical location of the editor. The IP address itself isn't an account and can't be treated exactly the same as a registered account in a few key areas. IP addresses may be controlled by 12 different people in 1 year or hundreds of different people in 1 day. This is because the IP address is not a human. It is simply a routing address, similar in some ways to your phone number. They're like, miss me with that mess about remaining anonymous. Okay, we need to know who the hell you are because your IP address does not tell us who you are. All right, because that's not the way IP addressing works. Right? Whatever your IP address is on your devices now, that stuff could be different tomorrow, or 2 hours from now, or whatever. Okay. So they're like, no, we're not having that kind of stuff. Okay. IP address space report. For some reason, I want y'all to Google this because there's apparently something there. I don't remember what it is, but go ahead and Google and see what's up. And if you go further into this, okay, to see how many, this stuff is fascinating. Like it really, really, really is. It really is. It really is. It's very fascinating. So after this, so now that I'm done with the bits, I've been telling y'all I was going to do the, you see, I did the We Did It, Joe. Okay. Cause I finally find out what the hell a bit was. I was very excited. Okay. I was like, Kamala, Madam Vice President here. Vulnerabilities. I talked a little bit about that today. So I'm going to come back with what is a vulnerability. Listen, y'all, okay. It's going to be new. And I wonder if do I have that on here? I do. Let me pull something up to see what y'all think about this. I've been on Amazon looking for cybersecurity t-shirts. All right. Cause I want to wear some, and I found a couple, cute ones or whatever, but I'm really not finding what I wanted. All right. So I said, you know what? I am a content creator. Like I do that. That's what I do. I said, make my own damn t-shirts. Shit. So let me show you what I put together. And, these samples. Now I have not purchased anything yet. So I've just created these samples. And you're going to notice something about these t-shirts. Okay. You're going to notice something. Let me share my screen with you again. Share screen. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, these are the t-shirts. This is my business logo. So these are just samples again. I haven't purchased anything. I just wanted to write them up and see what they look like. So this is reshaping cybersecurity because that's what the hell I'm attempting to do. That's what I'm doing. Cyber defenders, because even cops need heroes. And I would, use other things like even firefighters need heroes. Like even whoever, even Elon Musk needs a hero or something. You know what I'm saying? Cyber defense is self-defense. Cyber defenders, always ready. And this is Dr. Phillips' business logo for his company. Cybersecurity, pride in protecting networks. And I would substitute networks for other things. Pride in, the other jobs we do, cybersecurity professionals, our mission, protecting, oh Lord, that's small. Protecting your freedom to be secure in the digital world. I don't like that Earth picture though. So I'm going to change that. Cybersecurity defense is hard. We do it anyway. And cybersecurity researchers practicing the ethics of protection. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because I want to speak to actual security professionals. Okay. We ain't playing no more games over here. Okay. Like we got a job to do. We can't be chasing all this stuff. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Okay. Ain't nobody got time for all of that. All right. All right. So I did the t-shirts right now. There's so many things I'm just very excited about doing, y'all, and I can't wait to share it with you. And if you're not on my Patreon, it's only $5 a month. Y'all really need to get over there, okay? Because I'm sharing stuff from this course and asking for feedback and stuff. And like this isn't once this Linux risk management cybersecurity thing is done. It's just going to be really good. It's going to be really good, and I'm looking forward to it, y'all. And I'm having fun creating it. I'm really having fun creating it, and y'all going to see like because like that T-shirt said, I'm really trying to influence the current narrative about cybersecurity, because I see that it's weird. First of all, it's weird, and then we can be so much further if we start thinking more creatively, and stop just talking about, attack and shit. I mean, there's more going on in the world. Okay. And it's not all compliance and all that stuff either. Okay. Even though that's where I work in compliance. Okay. But I was telling someone today that, okay, we got to be compliant. There is regulatory risk that needs to be managed. Ain't nobody, bucking against that. Okay, that's just the damn reality. However, we don't have to stop there. We don't have to stop there. There are other things we can do that don't even require a whole bunch of effort. You can still be compliant and send out messages to employees and stuff that they actually are interested in and want to hear. People sick of hearing about stop clicking on links. Are they stopping? Is it helping? No, it's not. It's not. Damn it, do something else. What the hell? I just don't. Maybe it's me. Is it me? Is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe it is me, honey. Okay, let me get out of here, child. I gotta go upstairs. I think my kids are still up. These boys act like they don't know what sleep is until I'm upstairs. 11 and 12 now. I say the truth. Like they can't go to bed unless I'm up there tucking them in and all that. I'm like, y'all too old for this. Okay, get your behind. You can tell time just like I can. Get your butt in the bed. And it's digital. It's a digital clock. Ain't even analog. Okay. Oh. All right. Y'all have a good night. Oh, hey, Twissa. What you talking about? Probably. I asked you a question, girl, in Facebook, and you never answered me. I asked you about that little girl at your house. If Adriel was enjoying her company. Oh, hey, Edwin. How you been? Don't we need to meet again for your Patreon thing now? I ain't gonna force you now, but it is. You say it's me. I think you're right, Twissa. It is me. It is me. It's me. But I can't help it. I can't take it. I saw this video. It was from InfoSec, somebody on YouTube. He has a channel called InfoSec something other. And doing this interview. And this dude, so he's been in, so the title of the video, did I tell you all this? The title of the video was like, what do defenders need, to be better defenders or something like that. Something about what defenders need. Okay. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. I really want to hear this. The guy had been in security for a long time and, all this other stuff. He said, oh, defenders need to hang out with the offensive, to learn how to I almost threw my phone out the window. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. I'm going to do a reaction video and I'm going to break down every damn thing he said. I'm going to tag him in it, all that, because I'm tired. I really am. I'm like, y'all gotta quit with this misinformation, this fake news. Okay, cut it out. Cut it. Cut it. And I'm like, okay, how is that? So first of all, and I told y'all this in when I, with the Blacks in Cyber thing. We have literally been preaching that same sermon, okay, about learning how to hack so we could be better defenders for 21 years. 21 years. We've been preaching that, okay? And we still getting hit upside the head by APTs and 15-year-old script kiddies living in their mama's basement. I'm like, come on now. Can we do something else? Like, why we keep saying that? Does it just sound good, or that must be what it is. It sounds good. So I was like, dude, if you want to be so one thing he could have said, if he had some sense about himself, was, listen, to be a better defender, sit yourself down in some of these leadership meetings, okay? Sit down with various what do you call them, organizations, the small organizations in the organization, like the HR group, the training group, all the various directors in the organization. Go to their meeting, listen to what they're doing, listen to how they're using the technology, listen to where they're struggling. Ask them, hey, these are the security features that we've placed in this organization. How are they working for you? Okay. Where is there friction? Because we're not here to stop you from working. Okay. We're here to enable you to work. That's why security is there. Okay. If you're there to stop people from doing their jobs, then you need to get the hell up out of there. Okay. Because I'd be upset too. All right. So to make defending better, that's what the hell you need to do. That's what you need to do. Sit your butt down and find out what kind of work is going on around here. Okay. Instead of sitting in corners in socks and shit, just putting controls on stuff, and you don't know what the hell is going on around you. Ask some damn questions. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Child, I was disgusted. You hear me? Totally disgusted. And it's too early in the morning for me to be going off like this, but I was disgusted. I'm going to have to do a reaction video, and I'm going to have to tag some folks. I'm just going to have to do it. Okay. I'm going to have to do it. Because I'm chalking it up to they don't know no better. Po thing. That's what we say when we see people who don't know no better. Po thing. Bless her heart. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. But I'm just, we're going to have to go there. We're going to have to go there. Over here on Person-Centered Cyber, we're going to have to go there. I'm going to have to be a little messy. Just a little bit. Just a little messy. And then, so I'm about to post. Now, I love me some Chloe Misdagi. Y'all know Chloe Misdagi? First of all, I love her name. I just like saying Chloe Misdagi because I think it's beautiful. I love it. I have to write a limerick or something and put Chloe Misdagi up in there. Okay, real nice. She's a very nice lady, very nice lady. But we had a conversation some months ago. Written, I have the whole thing in my LinkedIn, okay? Because I asked her, I'm like, Chloe, first of all, I love your name. It's really nice. But you're gonna have to help me. I need help, please. Help me understand this hacker rights thing, please. Like, I'm serious. Like, I was like, I'm very interested in what this means because I don't understand it. Like, I don't get it. I just don't. So I asked her pointed questions, okay? And she provided answers. Because I looked at her video, I looked at several of her videos, and she says about the same thing, when she does those interviews and videos at RSA and all that stuff, and she gives her whole rationale for hacker rights and all that. She got the newspaper clippings and all that stuff. All right. So I watched it. I went to the places that she, recommended you go to. They have another, and I talked about it on here. She has another. It's not called hacker. Is it called Hacker Rights? Maybe it's called Hacker Rights or something. But I went over there and I looked at the videos of different hackers, people who claim to be hackers, all kinds of people. One guy was blind. He was a blind. I think that's actually his handle, like blind hacker or something like that. Very interesting stories. Interesting. There was one lady. She was a stay-at-home mom who decided to, she wanted to learn, and she learned that and stuff. Really cool stories. All right. But I was still like, even after all that, right? I don't get the hacker rights part. I don't get that. What I do get is like how bug bounty is, when you get permission to do some stuff and, you stay within the confines of what the people are telling you. And also what I see, what she may be addressing possibly, is, let's say you're doing some, so I have a part of the course where I'm going to do a demonstration of some dorking. Okay. Y'all know Google Dork and all that stuff, right? Where it's just Googling, child. You just use special, parameters or whatever to get a better result. I'm not going to be looking for passwords or anything like that. But if you are a security researcher, and you're doing that kind of stuff, and you just happen to get something, where that you probably shouldn't have gotten, let's say you got some passwords from a school, a university or something like that, that they didn't know, they thought that they had, secured things the way they needed to, but, whatever the case is, then, that's where our ethics kick in, and we don't talk about that enough either. Okay. But if you do find some stuff like that, then there needs to be a whole protocol, right? About what you do with it, what you don't do with it, when you contact these people and let them know, hey, listen, this is what was going on. I'm a security researcher. I just want to let you know you have these things, available online, so you may want to go ahead and secure that server or, whatever that is, and you may get some backlash from that or whatever. But you know what? That's just some stuff we're going to have to deal with until we can get this profession to where it actually needs to be. Okay. Because we're just going to have to deal with that. Right. Until we can get we need a whole code, just like doctors and lawyers and social workers have, we have a code of ethics. Why don't security people have a code of ethics? That's nuts to me, because of the stuff that we're doing. And I know you sign the paper with the pen test. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everyday stuff that people are out here. Code of ethics. Okay. When we do Cyber's Future, we have the parents sign a disclaimer that's saying, listen, this is what we're doing. Your child is not to do, and the child signs it too. The middle schooler, they sign that stuff too. And we have a whole lesson on ethical principles, on acting ethically with this stuff. All right. And y'all saw one of them t-shirts was about that too. We don't talk about this stuff enough. We really don't. We really don't. Okay. You don't want nobody digging into your stuff, just trying to see what's there. All right. You need to treat people the way you want to be treated. You understand? So anyway, but so the ethics piece and all that. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to revisit that over here because I like I said, I read the stories. I read the one about the guys who are I believe they're still in litigation, right? Because they were hired by, I think it was Ohio or Wisconsin, one of them states, to go in and do a pen test of some courts. Okay. Some court buildings. And they did that, these two guys, I think, who were they with? Cobalt, I believe they were employees of Cobalt. So they went and they did their stuff. They had the paper, the permission paper in their back pocket, just in case, anything happened, the cop showed up or whatever. They did all the stuff. And the last one they got to, they said when they got there, the alarm was supposed to be on the door, but whoever was the last person to leave did not shut the door in a way that the alarm activated. Okay, so they could have just walked in, he said, right? But they didn't, because that's not what the plan was. The plan was to pick the alarm and get it. So he closed the door, okay, so that the alarm would activate. Then he took out his tools to pick the lock to get in, because that's how they planned it. Because he said sometimes when people have these alarms, they're not set up. They're just like, like they're just to, dissuade people from doing anything, but they're not even connected, to the police station. Okay. So he was like, that's what they wanted to test. Well, this one was connected to the police station. Okay. So they got in there, they did as much as they could until they heard the police, and all that came. So he said the police came. They came out, but both of them came out of the courthouse with their no, he said no guns were drawn. All right. He said they showed them the paper in their back pocket and said, hey, this is who we are. And he was like, the police were very interested. Like they were asking, oh, how do you get a job like that? And they sounded really interested in all that. So first of all, you're using your rights right there. The fact that you're coming out of a courthouse after tripping an alarm, 2 men at night, and no guns are drawn. Yeah. Anyhow, this is not what that. Talk about hacker rights, child. Oh, does that apply to everybody? Does that apply to everybody? Okay. Which hackers, are we asking for rights for? Anyway, so the chief of police was out there. I was like, I see what your paper says, but where you are is outside of that district. Okay, you've gone off the rails here. Okay, so you're going to jail. Lock them up is what the chief of police said. And apparently, the people who they had the agreement with, because of political reasons, politics gets in the way of a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, politics is ridiculous. Anyway, they said the people that they had the agreement with, the state, they have the agreement with the state. Okay. They were not willing to do whatever they needed to do to get them out of jail or whatever, but they're still in litigation. Okay. So that was one of the stories that she used, for that, where you're actually, we've agreed and we have a contract saying that I am allowed to do this thing. And when I do it, I get thrown in jail, that's craziness. And it is craziness, if that's actually what's going on. Right. But I'm going to bring that stuff up because it's, I see what she's trying to say, but I don't, there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of vulnerabilities in that. Okay. Oh, some of it is not adding up. The math is not mathing. Okay. I tried. The math ain't mathing. So we gotta, maybe I have a panel up here or something and we can talk about that, with all the evidence to see what's up. Hacker rights. I want to say one more thing. What the hell was I going to say? So I got that right there. We're talking about vulnerabilities. I talked about the Linux stuff. Shit, I forgot. I totally forgot. What y'all? I got 4 people in here. Why y'all up this late? It's 2:04 a.m. I'm on the East Coast. Just why you up so late, girl? What is in here? Okay, let me know, Edwin, when you're ready, so we could set this thing up. But I put another group. So I do this radio show. The third Is it the third Wednesday? I think it's the third Wednesday of the month. Okay. Nothing FM. Okay. And where let me show y'all this thing right here. Whether y'all interested or not, I'm going to show you. Okay. But so a lot of the stuff I'm talking about here, like I talk about on this radio show, because it's the same stuff. What is it called again? Lord have mercy. And so I created a group. So I have the $1 Patreon group, and that's just for people who know me, who hear the stuff that I talk about, and I just want to support what I'm doing. It's just $1 a month, John. And then the $5 people, that's like people like y'all and Cyber who, want to, advance in your careers and all that. And then I have this other group for nothing. It's called Nothing FM. I cannot multitask. I can't do stuff at the same time. I gotta shut my mouth and type this out because I can be doing stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Nothing FM. So for that group, I for that Patreon group, it's $150 a month. Okay. And I think I give them like 2 sessions or something like that. I don't have anybody in the group yet, but because that's time, you know. And I love talking about this stuff, y'all. I mean, if you haven't noticed, like I really do, I love it. And when it comes to this group, what the hell is going on here? I'm trying to talk and do stuff. That's what's going on. So this is a website. It's called Life Without a Witness. I also have a Life Without a Witness YouTube channel. Okay. When am I doing this thing? There, it is on Wednesdays. Okay, so it's Wednesday the 19th. That's the next one. And this is a description of it. I think they have, oh, here are my other shows that I've done so far. And it's a lot of fun. Like it really, so the last one I did, we ended up, some guy asked me about race, you know, and not seeing a lot of people who look like me, you know, in this, you know, talking about the things that I talk about, which is, you know, which was a legit question because that's actually what I asked in the back of my book. So my first book is called Firing God. Okay. And that's what this radio show is based on. All right. And in the back of the book, I'm like, why? Like, where are the Black folks at? You know, like, where are we? You know, because all I saw was like it looked like the U.S. Congress up in there. You know what the U.S. Congress looked like. Okay, so I'm like, where we at? You know, which was a really cool question. So we actually had a talk. I don't know when he's going to post it. It wasn't for my radio show. That was just, you know, something. So me, him, and another guy, we had to talk about it. I think he's Filipino. I think he's from the Philippines. But it was really nice because, and I've also worked with the Arbinger Institute, working with a group of those people to come up with I hate diversity and inclusion. I don't like that phrase at all. I really don't. I don't, especially inclusion. I cannot stand when we say inclusion, you know, because inclusion suggests that somebody has the power to include me. And if they have the power to include me, they have the power to do what? Exclude me. Okay. We're trying to get past all that crap. Okay. There is no such thing. I'm already here. Included in what? I'm already here. Shoot. You know, so it's not a matter of inclusion anyway. So we had a really, really, really good talk about that, you know, and it's kind of like the same thing that I'm talking about here, you know, in cybersecurity. It's not about who's got the right perspective or the wrong one. You know, that's not the damn thing at all. You know, the stuff I say is not right or wrong. It's just a perspective. All right. Same thing with Chloe. It's not right or wrong. It's a perspective that is going to produce something. Okay. The way we see things dictates how we act. You know, if I felt like there was there's a snake in front of me, I'm gonna react by you know, with that, you know, versus if I see, oh, that's just a rope, I'm gonna react a certain way. You know, it's the same thing. Okay. Your point of view, the view is talking about how you see things. And you respond based on how you see things. And with that response comes results, consequences, like whatever. All right. If we want things to be different, it's about looking at how are you looking at this thing? You know, how are we actually, you know, looking at diversity and inclusion or cybersecurity or learning and development or medicine or whatever the hell you're in? Okay. How are you looking at it? Okay, because that is 100% contributing to the result you're getting. And it's not about ignoring what's real. Okay, that is not it at all. Okay, it's about acknowledging that you don't see everything. That's what it's about. Okay, you do not see everything. And what does that mean? If you don't see everything, then you don't know anything. A real scientist, I cannot take it how people feel like if science has experimented and come up with some conclusion, that's absolute truth. A scientist will tell you that shit ain't true. Okay? There is no absolute truth. Scientists come up with models. That they come up with models and say, okay, this is a model of how this thing works. All right. So now we are going to live with this model, and go ahead. The flat earth was just a model. It was a model that they made with the instruments they had, and that's all they had. What the hell you want them to do? Shoot. The shit looked flat. Like, what you want them to do? All right. Until they got, the technology to be able to see, well, you know what? Maybe we need a new model because we're getting more data in that's telling us that it may not be flat. We could probably go a little further when we're sailing, okay, and don't have to worry about falling off the edge of the earth. All right. Seems like, okay, let's come up with a new model. We have new tools. We can model it. And guess what? Let me tell you something. There's going to be another model. Okay. I promise. Okay. There's going to be another, which is the way it should be. Okay. Because the more we advance in technology, the more we learn. For you to think that because this thing is like this today, then 20 years from now it's going to be the same way because it's the truth. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. All right. It's again the way that you see things, and to understand that what you're seeing right now, I don't care what it is. It's not the whole picture. I don't care what it is. It's not the whole picture. And that's really what my radio show is about. That's what I'm doing over here. That's what I did in learning and development. And I had to leave because I'm like, y'all, I can't, I had to go, And one of the things we talked about that was so interesting, and I did a whole 2-month research project on this. Right? I probably told y'all about this though, but the people who have contributed to a lot of the innovations and stuff, the stuff I came and I had to have, that's something I did on Fiverr. We were talking about things that I'd done on Fiverr the other day. One thing that I did on Fiverr was I had 2 people help me research about individuals who had over the last 100 years, like invented various things, because it wasn't looking good for us, from that other list that I saw that I knew was a complete and total lie. All right. So I needed help to do that. And I did that. And that's on my LinkedIn. So if y'all are on my LinkedIn, it's on there. I don't know what it's called. It's called something, but it's in my articles and stuff. Okay. You'll see it there. I used to write like a lot. Oh my God. Every day I was writing a blog. Something, I was just writing. I still write a lot, but I don't post it like I used to. I probably should. I have so much content, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of content I have. And it's real good stuff too. Listen, I'm speaking facts. Did y'all look at that video by Jay-Z and Nas and DJ Khaled? Sorry, Not Sorry. Have y'all looked at that yet? I've been looking at folks doing a live reaction to the video, to the song. I love that song. I really do. I like Nas and I love Jay-Z. Like, I just do. And I haven't listened to anything else on that Khaled thing. I don't know who else. I think Cardi B is on there somewhere or something, but I've listened to this one, Sorry Not Sorry, like 110 times. I need to download it, to my thing because I love it. It just makes me so proud to see those 2. It really does. It makes me so proud. And what they're saying, what they're rapping about is just so amazing. I mean, it's really, really nice. It's really nice. And the people who've been reviewing it, who I saw review, and it's funny, right? The people who review, there was one person I just didn't get. He was up, he didn't move a muscle. He looked at that video and he didn't twitch. He barely blinked. I mean, I'm like, how can you just sit up here not at least nod your head or something. I mean, it was crazy. I was fascinated by that. I'm like, man, he's got some, some amazing stamina or something. I don't know what the world is going on. But different people, like it's not just, hip hop guys, males. There was a guy from Australia or something. There were three ladies from, I don't know where the hell they were from, but I could barely understand what they were saying. They were speaking English, but it was over the pond somewhere, and that accent was strong. It was strong. You heard what I said? SCRONG. It was strong. And I could not understand what the world they were talking about. I really couldn't. I could not. All right, y'all. It's 2:16. I need to get out of here. Y'all see, I got me some new glasses. These are my bifocals because I got tired of taking my glasses off when I had to read. Okay, so I got these. I got to get used to them. Okay, I agree with this. Never seen anything more factual in my life. Hey, okay. I haven't seen you here before. Thanks for coming over. So if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. I have a lot of amazing things coming for you all, for all of you. I did a game a while back where I gave out some cash for correct answers to cybersecurity problems. So I am creating another game. It's going to be Linux related, okay, based on some of the stuff in this course. All right. So get your Cash Apps ready. All right. Make sure you have at least $1 in your bank account. So when I send the Cash App, your negative amount isn't eating up everything. Okay. So I'm going to announce, when we're going to have that so that y'all can participate. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And it'll give you a glimpse into what's going to be in the course too. A lot of amazing things. Okay. So y'all have an amazing evening and Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to those of you out there. Okay. And I will see you back here next week. Bye, y'all. Good night.